All right. Crack this beer. Just open it up. This is episode 31.5 of Flix and a Six.
Is it the bonus Lost episode?
It's the bonus episode. It's not Lost. I'm pretty sure we're just going to put this up right afterwards with the words spoiler, spoiler, spoilers all over it.
I was thinking something tasteful, subtle, elegant like. Sorry, Kim.
Why are you screaming? Why are you hollering?
You know why I'm hollering.
I know why you're hollering. Al and I have just gotten back to the house from episode 8, and we couldn't wait. We're going to do a full episode, our standard stuff. We're going to really dig deep tomorrow.
Yes.
After we see it the second time.
That'll be out next week in its typical
But this
release
is
date.
just us coasting off the high after seeing episode 8.
As I said, we were planning on doing this adrenaline fueled, but I have no adrenaline
So
left.
tired.
The adrenaline was pumped through my veins, and it's now receded, and I've gotten the post-adrenaline fatigue and shakes.
Yeah.
Let's
you know what? Hang on.
let's drink.
We are going to drink, but right before we drink, I will say, if you haven't seen the movie, leave and come back later. It's not. We're not holding back.
No, this is going to be spoilers.
This is us, like,
It's
just
going to be scattershot, firing from the hip, start to
fanboying away.
finish.
Cheers. I can't even drink this because I poured it so terribly.
Yeah, this one's got a little bit of head retention to it, too. Like Cutthroat does the
They
old
called me in high school.
head retention. It's not something you want to be called. I think. Unless you do. I don't know.
DJ on Z100 that says that all the time. It's just so funny. It's always at the worst.
Well, I've realized that I can't keep... I don't know. I think I've caught myself every time. I don't know if I've ever... Maybe I did it once. I can't just say, oh yeah, this beer's got a big head on it. Because you know where that's going. Yeah. So I've been trying to make it clear that it's head retention. It has excellent head retention.
What does this here?
Classes it up a little bit. So this is Boulevard Brewing Company's Tank 7 Farmhouse Ale. It's a well-known beer. If you haven't heard of it, that's okay too. I've had a few Boulevard beers. Kudos to you. A little shout-out to Matt Miller, NFL draft scout for Bleacher Report. Me and him chatted a few times about football, about beer. He's from Missouri. This is from Missouri.
Cool.
He recommended. So that's what we're drinking. It's tasty.
Nice. I like it. Farmhouse is usually hit or miss for me.
Yeah, I know you said that. And we've had a couple different variations on those. Yeah. None of them have been the same style, really. And you haven't disliked them.
I think one of them was like a minor miss, but nothing
I
serious.
guess you didn't love the Two Roads one? Was that it?
I think so.
That was the one that was surprised me because of how dry it was, as opposed to being the more wild, yeasty. I know you love the wild yeast.
I love it. Oh my god. Yeah, no, this is good. I could drink this one. This is a perfect little beer to kick back.
This one's 8.5% alcohol, so hopefully it'll help us get to sleep quick because we got a quick turnaround on this one.
Yeah,
we're going to see it again.
It's 2:37 a.m.
And we're going to be seeing it at 9 a.m.
We're getting up for breakfast first.
Yes.
At which point we'll be talking more Star Wars.
In probably even less coherent fashion.
Yeah. Just lightsaber, and a couple of...
I love that Luke said laser sword. I love that Luke said laser sword during the movie.
Yep.
Oh, you think Luke Skywalker's just going to come in with a laser sword and solve all your problems?
I just love what they've done. I love Disney. I love Disney being involved because that's
I can't believe we're saying that.
What, really?
Yeah.
That we love Disney or Disney being involved?
Well, that we love Disney for this.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago, if you said Disney was going to own Star Wars and they were going to be making the best Star Wars that's been made in 30 years, you would laugh.
Right.
You would point and laugh.
Right. Your Pinocchio. Yeah.
Well, everyone knows Disney's interference, this and that.
It's so funny. Like there's great. Like there's just Disney's got heart. That is a thing that they have that other companies can't get even remotely close to.
But that's the thing that people ding them for is the heart because they make it too sappy and this and that, and it's they're going to take the teeth out of the thing, and we'll talk a little bit about that more tomorrow for next week's episode.
Take the teeth out of the thing. You got a scene of Luke Skywalker throwing a lightsaber, total Dumb and Dumber scene when he throws the salt, throwing the lightsaber over his shoulder, and then like an hour later, people's heads are rolling.
Yeah. We have interspersed...
This is not soft. This is sadistic.
We had interspersed humor, brutality, this and that. There's some of those... What I like about this is because it kind of breaks those conceptions, those chains that hold us back. Where it's like, this is the time we laugh. This is the time we cry. You kind of get some of both of that in the same scenes together. Like, you want to laugh and cry, or like someone's about to be
the opening scene,
brutally murdered,
emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, I mean, like,
holy crap!
The opening sequence is as dire straits as they could possibly be in.
I love the character of Poe Dameron.
He's great, and I love that they actually gave him stuff to do in this, unlike Captain Phasma. Well, Captain Phasma, rest in peace.
Yes, or pieces potentially,
or pieces,
or just float through space,
little bits.
Yeah, bits of you.
As me and Anthony were discussing briefly, we should bring it back up here. He said
Captain Fett.
They gave her the Captain Fett. They gave her the Boba Fett treatment, and I agree. And I know that's been all over the internet. Like, oh, it was just like another Boba Fett. He looks cool. She looks cool. They don't get to do anything. And I thought that the comic that they did, bridging these two, showing how she escaped the garbage compactor, was going to be like, oh yeah, like she was a badass in that comic. We're going to see her do some more in this one. She'll be kind of like a nice little through line throughout it, whether they give her a ton of big scenes or just the big one here and there. No, I think they're leaning into the Boba Fett thing.
Yeah, they and like almost shot for shot, right? You have the scene, you have the scenes in the first one where it's like, huh, that character looks cool. I think I like him.
Yeah. And
then in the second movie that the character's in,
oh, he's got a badass line or two.
Oh, she's gone. I guess this is my favorite character now.
Yeah. At least they let her fire her blaster this time.
Yeah.
She didn't fire her gun once in the first one.
That's true.
Seventh one.
She also she pulled out that giant needle. What was that? That was a weird weapon.
You know, you'd think that when she was fighting someone who had electricity, that would have been a downside.
the Triad sword.
Yeah. You would have thought that'd be a downside. Like, she's wearing all metal armor, she's got metal spear, and she's fighting a dude with a gigantic taser, essentially.
Right.
And somehow that's a good thing. It didn't backfire on her horrifically. Like, that wasn't the reason that she died.
She just kind of fell through the floor.
Yeah, it was just... She didn't watch her step.
Just when Finn came floating up, I was like, what's this shit? Is it an elevator or has he got the force?
I was like, can we finally... Is this why he needed to, like, get him? Because I'm still hung up on the fact I don't like how successful he was with the lightsaber in The Force Awakens if he doesn't have the Force.
Sure.
Speaking
but
of
everybody does.
Unexpectedly showing the Force.
Right.
Leia, in one of the most unexpected displays of Force badassery. We've always known she's had the connection to the Force, but she's always suppressed it and not used it and was never trained in it. She did one of the most impressive things anyone's done on the Force on screen, not in the extended lore.
And what was that scene? Not yet.
Yes!
That's the whole scene, which is great.
You know what it was? It was basically the Star Wars equivalent of the, what do we say to the God of Death? Not today.
Yeah. It's great because like they shoot this thing and like it's early in the movie.
It was graceful as fuck,
and
too.
It was like
floating back.
It's like bloom and she gets sucked out. I was like, nah.
I mean,
I was like, that's not how they're gonna do it.
Well, there was so much speculation.
You're better than that.
There was so much speculation over, okay, she finished shooting the movie, they didn't have to change, or they didn't need her to shoot anything else, and they're not going to CGI her. So some people were wondering, are they going to recut it to kill her off somehow?
Right.
And it's like, oh, yeah, they did that, and they just did it a lot earlier. I guess there's going to be a lot of unseen footage somewhere that they'll release.
I was worried for a second.
On the 70th release of the whole, would it be a nonology? What would you call it? 9 movies?
No.
Novology? Novology? Fast 9 Furious.
Stars Night Wars. Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad they didn't do that. And just the way that it was happening, I was like, they're too good for this. This is not what they're doing. And
I still wonder whether they cut some stuff out because she was sidelined for like a third of the movie. If not more.
It's possible. I don't know. I'm curious what they'll do with her for the next, like what they'll do with the character. Do they recast? Can they recast her?
No.
No.
And that's what I was wondering whether it would be one of those where like, well, even the thing I was wondering is at the end, when Rey looks at her and she's standing there, I wondered whether she was going to stay behind, whether to confront Kylo and give them time to buy their escape.
Right.
Or, considering we see at the end Luke passing with the Force, I wondered whether they might both, they came into this world together, they leave it together because she was weak. That's what I was wondering when she wasn't coming on board the ship at first. I was wondering whether, because they said this whole thing about there was this beautiful ending to her story and this and that would have actually been really cool if they both accomplished a mission of being the spark that lights the rebellion.
I like it.
If they both disappeared in the Force that way, that would have been really cool.
That would just add to the stack of chills that I got watching the movie.
I know. There was a lot of them.
I gotta say,
some of just imagery and music related, some of it impactful stuff that's happening.
I gotta say that watching it, great movie overall. I'm gonna throw one weird thing out there.
What?
When the fight on that salt planet, right? When that starts off in the Old Man River,
I believe Crate is what
it was called. Old Man River hops out of the trench and starts walking away. It's like, why is that guy's foot bleeding? I don't understand. And then the guy goes, salt. I was like, that means nothing to me. Salt's not red. I don't understand.
Well, so no, the red was the surface of the planet underneath.
Got it. And the salt
white was the salt that he wiped away.
Yeah.
Which
I'm telling you, it took me longer than it should have.
Well, no, I was confused too. I thought he cut himself because it was a perfect footprint. It was red. I was like, oh, he's bleeding a lot. Like, how did that happen?
Sharks. What if there were sharks?
Those goddamn salt sharks.
Out of nowhere.
I was wondering. I thought it was cool. I mean, there were so many cool scenes just on that planet.
Yeah.
Because of the way they had the salt kicking up under the speeders and everything. That was really cool.
That planet is the basis for the art style of all of the marketing material for this movie.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I mean,
considering it's only in the final sequence of the movie, that playing up the red. Although it wasn't just that, because it was the red in the throne room around Snoke. There's the red of his guards. There's all that sort of stuff too. I thought it was really cool when they showed kind of the aftermath of the battle in front of it. It looked bloodstained, even though there wasn't all that many losses.
When they shot Luke and all the red splashed out, I was like, what?
First of all, we got faked out on Luke's death like 8 times before he finally actually dies from natural causes.
Right.
We got
pretty serious.
In the moment when that first blast, they just fired one blast, and there's a plume and nothing for just a pause, and I was like, oh, they did it. That's how they did it.
And it's crazy because it's like sorry, I don't know if you heard that loud click. But the screen on my computer just turned off I guess usually we're on a Skype call.
Yep.
And it doesn't do that.
Yeah, and we have your notes here, checking your notes.
Yeah,
and
so
like that.
it's always active. Anyway, that scene very reminiscent of the Family Guy Star Wars. Dak's got this one, guys. It felt like that. I was like, oh my god, he's lost his mind.
I feel like there's definitely something else in the last couple of years where I saw that too, where it was just so sudden like that, and I can't think of what it is now.
Yeah.
And for a second I thought they got him, and then they opened fire, and I was like, oh, okay, he's gonna be fine here. And then we get a fight with Kylo Ren, and he says, "You struck me down." He does the old Ben line.
Yeah.
And he comes flying through, and he swings right through it, and they show it go through without any resistance. It's like, oh, he actually took the bait, and he gave him the old Ben thing, and you see him still alive again, and he goes and swings through him again, and it's like, you crafty son of a bitch, you, and it's like,
I just love that.
He's just gonna make it through after all of this,
he's like poking him with a stick.
Yep.
At the end there.
Do stuff.
Yeah. No. But what he does, he's just like, it's almost like you could see the smirk on Mark Hamill's face because it's like you're such a.
No, after they set that shit on fire and he kind of woke up, they just let him have fun. I guess they know they're killing him off. He just had fun. He's winking at C-3PO.
Oh my god.
He's he's making fun of Leia's hair, and he's doing his whole thing. Taunting Kylo Ren, brushing the salt off his shoulder after the barrage doesn't touch him.
I love that. I love the eruption of laughter.
Unbelievable.
In the movie theater, from those random scenes.
Yes.
That it just because that's you don't get this a lot, right? We got this when VII came out. You don't get movies with applause at the beginning and end.
Yeah.
In a movie theater, nobody can hear you.
No.
This is for us, as a community, a community of people that love this stuff.
It's one thing if you're at the premiere where all the people who made the movie are in it, in the room with you.
Right. But this is not. This is just these are fans that are so and I clapped, I cheered, I'm so happy, right? Because there's scenes in the movie that the Yoda scene.
Awesome.
We have Yoda. Yoda's back.
And
not Yoda's Yoda. Real Yoda.
OG Yoda.
OG Yoda is back on the screen with whiny I can't do it Hamill, right?
Yeah.
And like they're just like sitting there, and I
That's
just felt like
done right.
I just felt like I just got transported back to being like
that's nostalgia done right. It's not just fan service; it's actually circling back to where they came from and exactly the origins.
Tone,
yes,
coloration of the picture, everything just went back to like
even the weird cheesy blue outline on Yoda as the ghost. Like
I just felt like a kid again. I loved it. I can't. When the movie ended and you guys, so the way we were sitting, Al and Damon were in front, me, Kim, and Chris were behind them. When they got up, I just looked at them. There were no words. I just looked at Al. No. I was just like. It's so good.
Post-coital bliss.
Oh my god. It was so good. I'm so happy. I'm just so happy with how that came out. And
I'm still pissed though. They better give us a fucking lightsaber battle in episode 9.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand if you want to bring it down a bit because we're not at the height of the Republic, and that's I think the argument you can make for episode 7 where the choreography it's tight and it's clean, but it's not like graceful and beautiful the way that it was in episodes 1 through 3.
Yeah.
But even if you want to walk back from that sort of thing at this stage for now, that is part of where we're at. Like, especially if you keep talking about the power of these two opposing forces, we need to see that more than just that struggle over the lightsaber, which was kind of a cool way that they're going to, like, a step over this is, they tore that lightsaber asunder, and you think of how powerful these things are, and there's an explosion because of how the release of that kyber crystal, which was really cool. And I kind of at first I was like, oh no, that lightsaber's been with us for so long. And then my second thought was, you know what? We keep talking about killing the past. What better way to kill the past than to kill Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber finally, once and for all? And also, even though we've been leaving a lot of things behind, I feel like if you ever get rid of the tradition that a Jedi assembling their own lightsaber is one of the key steps to them becoming a Jedi Knight, then we've lost everything. So, I do like that Rey finally gets to chart her own destiny.
Yeah.
That Kylo charting his own destiny was literally, physically killing what was tying him. And for Rey, it was symbolically killing what was tying her.
Right. Dispelling
the notion of her parents, getting rid of this hand-me-down lightsaber.
Is it truth? Is Rey nobody?
I mean, it was weirdly flat the way that they revealed it, but considering she said the words herself, that she wasn't dragged there, Kylo pointed the way. And at that point, he's still trying to get her on his side, so he didn't have to be cruel to her there.
Sure.
In fact, if he did, it would have 100% blown up in his face. It was blowing up in his face anyway.
Right.
And there's also, zero chance.
It mirrors the scene in her force cave where it's
she sees nothing.
No, she's her.
Yeah.
It's just her. There's nothing more to it.
Yeah.
Which, cool. I don't fully buy it yet.
I don't know. I mean,
I think it's a cool notion, and I feel like I don't know what they're trying to do there. Like, I don't know if like that scene was trying to drive it home, and like when they speak to each other.
People keep trying to come up with she's the son of Ben Kenobi, or the daughter of Ben Kenobi, or she's the granddaughter of Ben Kenobi, or the granddaughter of Emperor Palpatine, or the daughter of Han and Leia, which would have pissed me off so much if that's what it was the truth. And she's the daughter of Luke Skywalker, and these are the things. The theme they beat us over the head with is kill the past. We're killing the ties to all those old characters.
Right.
They matter, they're important, but they're not going to hold us down anymore. We're breaking free of these chains, and we're doing something new and stepping forward.
Yeah. I just don't know. And I don't know what I'm curious what they'll do with it.
Well, we've killed the Skywalker line now. I don't think Kylo Ren walks back from the dark side at this point. In fact, if he wasn't going to do it in this movie, I don't think he should ever.
Sure.
So...
Well, you know what? I love that. Like, I loved that it was... Like, we're thinking going in, we're getting our next generation empire, right? That's what we're expecting going in.
Which, we got thematically, to a certain extent, we did.
Yes and no. We got a beautiful mixture of
the dark and the light.
Empire and Jedi.
The dark and the light.
Yeah, exactly. And, like even mirrored scenes, like her seeing the ships getting blown up outside the window on Big Bad Guy's ship,
Yeah.
You know, like it's
the whole
really
point
well
of
done.
throne room observatory.
Yeah.
But for the people, and I'm so glad that, because I was one. Listen, guys, just calm yourselves. My brother was guilty of this. That Walker scene, it reminds me a lot of Hoth. Yeah, I get it. Like, sure. We were concerned because we see a lot of parallels to episode 4 and episode 7. And as much as the 50,000 foot view is quite similar, there was enough to differentiate it, even though it's very clearly more than borrowing, even stealing from that source material. This is 100% its old movie, and I'm so glad that I kept the faith enough to let him prove. Because if they had betrayed us after all that and it was just Empire over again,
sure.
I would have been genuinely upset, and I would have been amongst the loudest voices clamoring against it. I would have joined the crowd there. I was not willing to join the crowd based on the trailers.
No. I think that's fair. You shouldn't. Oh my god, it's so good. I keep getting flashes of random scenes of the movie and just loving every second of it. I'm curious. So I do like this concept of like, I can go either way. Or like if she's a nobody, that's kind of cool, right? And they try to. I don't know if the final scene is supposed to enforce that with a little kid that just used the Force to pull the broom to himself, right? Or if that is it's enforcing one of two scenes. It's either enforcing that the scene earlier where they say that the Force is in everyone, and then they're telling you like seriously like Rey is nobody, like the Force is in everyone, which would explain Finn, which would explain the boy.
Well, we've always said the Force was in everyone, or everyone has a connection to the Force, but
it's like stronger now.
The strength of it, you know.
Yeah.
I mean? And if the Force is awakening, maybe that does mean that a new Republic, a new Jedi Order could rise, even if we only see the beginning, again, the spark of that.
Right, which is what also, like, she has those visions, and the visions, she's very much talking about, like, the cycle of, like, you know, death and decay and brings back new life, like fertilizer type thing. And we have this scene at the end, like, was, it just, like, I, like, just froze with the kid with the broom. Mm-hmm. Because he's a slave boy. Yeah. Like oh my god. Like what? Yeah. Are you saying this whole thing is sure, and it is the balance. I get it. Like that's
one of those things that I think I took for
Star
granted.
Wars is infinite.
I think I took for granted until listening to the podcast last year, which I guess Amin and Freddie didn't do one. Unless they're releasing it tomorrow, and I just didn't hear anything because I've been checking out and I haven't seen anything about it. Yeah, and I was really looking forward to that this year. But Freddie laying that out about the cycles and about the balance, I always took for granted what balance meant because we always think of there's the good and there's Jedi and things can be good and there's always going to be bad, but no, there has to be true balance. That no matter what happens, there's an equal amount of dark as there is light. It's hard to see that because we're always so used to seeing the good guys win. Or even, in something like Empire or Revenge of the Sith, it's, okay, the bad guys won for now, but the good guys are licking their wounds, they'll be back, you know what I mean? But the same is true, and that's how we can have this, and people are like, oh, well, if we destroy the Empire and return the Jedi, how can it... No, because it works, it's two sides of the same coin. The good guys won, but the bad guys will be back. Right. It's always a balance. It pulls right, it pulls left. Yeah. It pulls light, it pulls dark. It pulls good, evil, all these things. There's always going to be a balance. The Jedi can never conquer the Sith, just like the Sith can never fully ever conquer the Jedi. Yeah.
I'm so excited. I just can't wait to see it again tomorrow. I just can't wait to because I always love, with a movie that I love the second time that I see it. Because I know, when you know a scene's coming, you're able to focus more on what's going on right now. And
also, you lose some details because you're so focused on what's happening there, what's happening here, what's going to be next, and you miss out on the little details. And so the second time you can just relax and be like, you know what, I feel like I missed something in this scene. I'm going to really focus what's going on over here. Yeah. Or I'm not going to be distracted by the flashing lights here. I feel like there's something going on there, you know what I mean? Or, man, there was that one line, I don't remember that line, and now I can ingrain it. Wow, I really like that line.
Oh my god, the movie's so good.
Yeah. And, I made that mistake last time around. I'm not going to try and rank where this one sits right now. No. I got to see this movie 8 more times to try and rank, because my ranking originally on Force Awakens was definitely too high. I still think it's a good movie, but it's not as high as I felt at the time. And my ranking will probably fluctuate with this one as well. Like, I'm going to see it with you tomorrow. I'll probably see it with my dad next week. Like,
sure.
And then I'll probably need a break.
Right.
And then see it in a few months when it comes out. Once it's like...
I want a 4K Blu-ray of this movie.
Now.
I want it. I want it down here in my little...
I'm sweating.
Little theater-ish room.
This has got me excited. I'm sweating. The adrenaline's back.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't. I just can't even wait.
You know what brings us back down a bit? I forgot to read about this beer.
Hit me.
Did you like this beer? We're almost done with it.
No, I enjoyed it.
This is Tank 7 Farmhouse Ale. It's a Saison / Farmhouse Ale. When our brewers were experimenting with variations on a traditional Belgian-style farmhouse ale, the perfect combination of elements came together in fermenter number 7. You know, this is unexpectedly the perfect beer because the perfect elements came together in this movie. You could call it fate, but they called it Tank 7, so it is, beginning with a big surge of fruity aromatics and grapefruit hoppy notes. The flavor of this complex straw-colored ale tapers off to a peppery dry finish. It is pretty hoppy for a
I like it.
Belgian style.
This one works. I would drink this again.
I will drink this again. I have some more at home.
You got more. I like the album and the care package for...
we were struggling so hard. I had to do something.
It's ridiculous.
Just try and pick up some around here tomorrow when we come back from...
For sure.
I'll bring some of those back with me.
Definitely. Oh my god. Just... Okay. I'm just gonna tease this right here because we're gonna get into this part tomorrow because I need to watch more of the scene, the words, and really focus on it because I called it out immediately. And here is the taste of wild speculation. Lando Calrissian was referenced in this movie, and he's coming back. That's it.
If you're correct, he is very obliquely referenced.
Yeah. It's to me, it was very much in my face, like to the point where. When he wasn't in the scene, I was like, "Say what?"
I was a little confused because the guy who they ended up finding, like, I was like, "That's not Benicio del Toro." I was like, I'm so confused.
I was so taken up in this.
I don't know who that guy was.
In this theory that came up, I was just like. When they were in the jail cell and I saw that foot move, I was like, there he is, oh my god, and then Benicio del Toro, I'm like, dude, I love you, but get out of here.
And I was like, oh, there he is, there's Benicio del Toro.
That's why there's a lightsaber in the collector's room.
The dark and the light.
Oh my god. But,
we're going to talk more about everyone who died tomorrow.
Yeah. I feel like we need to go there and take a tally.
I was like, and this is, I don't want to get into it too much now because I want to do it tomorrow. Mm-hmm. They killed off so many characters, old and new. Like, yeah. I was genuinely surprised.
Well, one thing I do want to talk about now. Early in the movie, this happened. It happens right away. We get two characters that get a beginning, middle, and end story arc in a matter of 3 minutes. The bomber and the captain of the dreadnought.
Captain Admiral Kennedy?
I don't know what his name was.
Kennedy was his name. I don't remember what his title was.
Guy from Thor.
Was he in Thor?
Wasn't he the dad?
Which dad?
Oh, not the dad. Sorry, the scientist, the one that works with Natalie Portman.
No,
that wasn't him.
No,
looks very much like him.
He does kind of look like him, but that's not him.
Okay. Anyway, that guy.
I would tell you his name because I know it. Cannot pronounce it at all.
Got it. That guy and the bomber, they were like, here's a comic strip. Like, here's 3 pages for each of them. That's a full story. It's great.
He was like part Admiral Ozzel, part General Veers, and part like Captain Piet, like all wrapped up into one bundle. Like got like 8 minutes of screen time early on, and then just brutally murdered.
Yeah. Oh my god. Stuff gets blown up in this movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of explosions.
Oh my goodness. Like
it's like Michael Bay explosions, but better.
So much better. So much.
Bob Bloom, to those of you who are fans.
I love. Oh my god! Back to the comedy. The opening call of Poe to the ship.
Oh, he trolled the shit out of him.
It's so tense as it's happening. Like as it's like showing up to him, like, and then the voice comes in. Oh wait.
Hux, is that you? General Hux, is that you? No, I can wait.
It's too much. It's so funny. But you know what? I was watching that, and all I wanted was another Rogue Squadron game. Just a really good fighter game.
The space combat in Battlefront is both quite good and lacking all at the same time.
Yeah. Or do you play the second one?
Yeah.
How's the game overall?
I haven't played it too much. I played it like 2 hours of multiplayer and like 2 hours of campaign. Both of them have things I like. I haven't had enough time to like delve into it.
It looks great. Like
it's beautiful.
Graphically.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. Yeah. The sound is great too, and the controls are pretty responsive. There's still some stuff that I'm like getting.
Do you have it on Xbox?
I do.
Right. Maybe I'll pick it up and we could stream something. It'd
be fun.
That'd be kind of funny. Just us being terrible.
I'm intrigued by the story of that too, because there was even some rumblings that people were wondering whether the lead character in the campaign was going to end up being revealed as Rey's mother. Because of the way that the story ties, and I haven't finished it, but I was reading stuff about it and the way it ends, because there was something about like, and this would be the first time we would see that sort of thing binding together the framework of these movies.
Force.
No, I'm talking about the narrative, dick. But yeah, because I guess
look within the narrative.
It's all about subtext for you South Park fans out there.
Oh my god, this silence is it. This is everything.
I think we accomplished what we set out to with this. We didn't really know what this was going to be.
No, we were just sitting down having a beer because we needed to unwind.
Yeah.
Before diving in tomorrow.
Before sleeping for 4 hours and then going to watch this again.
It's so good. It's so good.
And it's so different. And I kept hearing, like, it's so Star Wars, but it's so unlike any Star Wars ever that it's almost, at the same time, completely not Star Wars at all.
How are they doing that?
And I'm like, well, I mean, like, what do you mean it's not Star Wars at all? Yeah. It's like...
and then you watch
it's like Star Wars. It's like Star Wars mixed with, like, early Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
No one's safe. Everyone dies.
Right. Right.
And here you get a laugh, and then nope, someone just got their head chopped off. Like it's.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my good god. Well, is that it? Are we good?
I think so.
This beer's done. Hey, you know what? Here, one clink on the end of this beer. Just...
Yeah, you don't have to type the microphone this time. I'm here.
Good choice on that one. All right. We're going to put this up, right? Put this up right away?
Yeah, man.
There's no reason not to. We're going to throw this up with the spoiler thing on there. And if you're listening, the full episode will be next week. So here's your little taste before that. See you later.
Good night and good luck.